What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? God dog it. What's good? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to have some fun today. Fun today. Fun today. We're going to have some fun today, friends. It's about that time. It's about 7 o'clock on the dot. You know what I mean? So we're going to have some fun today. Welcome, one and all. This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do right now. Right now, this is what I need you to do. In the chat, I'm going to say it one more time in the chat. I need to know where you are watching from. I got to know this, man. I got to know this. Bass player Big Red in the house. Samson Woods, what's good? Type in the chat where you are watching from. I need to know, man. I need to know. First of all, I need to do this. I need to, wait a minute. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to hide the, you know what? I need to not worry about this is what I need to do. But I need y'all to type in the chat where you're watching from. That's what I need to do. Philadelphia in the house. Philly on the map is the first person on the map. Let's see where you're coming from. Sean from Ocala, Florida. Sean Royal, Ocala, Florida. Not far from here. Don't be trying to look for me, bro. I don't owe you no money. I'm just playing. I got 12 people and 4 likes. 12 people and 4 likes. We got to get those likes up. We got to match the likes to the people that are watching. We got to get that. Got to get them up, man. I have been having so much fun with this modern vintage bass. I don't know if y'all caught the story. St. Louis in the house. I was just in St. Louis. Man, I was over at the Sheldon, playing at the Sheldon. What a beautiful venue. Let me tell you. Beautiful, beautiful venue. You know what song, while we're talking, while I'm trying to get these likes up and get you guys to type in where you're watching from. I've been like revisiting some old tunes that I haven't. You remember that? Ah. I gotta get that under my fingers. We got London in the house. Luke Flywalker from DC. Man, you putting your names in there. I want to see them come up on the map, but it's all good. I'm happy to see you guys. We're gonna have some fun today. Today's live stream is a little bit more planned out. Got a little bit more stuff happening. Man, Chris, the Sheldon was so nice. And what I learned about the Sheldon, what I learned about the Sheldon was that it was built in 1912. Martin Luther King has spoken there. Mark Twain has spoken there. Malcolm X has spoken there. And it's like the original floor, which is pretty dope to like stand on history. Steve Maldonado in the house. Danville. Nah, that boy from Danville, California. Let me tell you, one time, I know Steve personally. One time I saw Steve, man. Remember when the Straight Outta Compton shirts first came out? That boy had a shirt. He had a shirt that said Straight Outta Danville. And if you know anything about Danville, California, it is like the least gangster place in the world, at least in California. But Danville, Steve Maldonado, that's my boy, straight out of Danville. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on, man. We got 14 people in here, 9 likes. Let's get them likes up. Today is going to be fun. And I am 100% sure that you guys are going to get massive, massive value in what you learn today. And if you find value in this content and you are not subscribed, I need you to go on and hit the subscribe button. We just need that to happen, right? Back in the days, I used to be able to charge 75, at least, $50 for an in-person bass lesson. And so, I'm just saying what it is. Hit that like button. Also, if Fleece is in the house, I want y'all to know that today is Fleece's birthday. Everybody come off mute and say, no, don't do that. But everybody say happy birthday to Fleece down in the chat. Listen, this is the next thing I want to know. This is what I want to know. What slap, aka thump, bass riff did you work on last week? This is what I need to know. I need you to type it in the chat. What did you work on last week? What slap, aka thump, bass riff did you work on last week? Also, you guys that are if you're in the corporate space, Brandon Dellums, what's up, baby? If you guys are in the corporate space or you do presentations of any kind, this is dope software that I'm using right now called Stream Alive. Link in the description. That will increase engagement on your if you're doing Zoom meetings and things like that. So check it out. Anyway, I need to know. Look, type in the thing. Run for cover. Okay. We got Run for Cover, some good Marcus Miller. We got some happy birthdays coming in there for Fleece. What slap bass did you work on last week? I need to know. I need to know. Fleece, where you at, bruh? Let's Work by Prince. Okay, always a good one. Never Too Much. Always a good one. Yep. Ooh, Thigh High. Yep. What's up, Red? What's happening? For those of you who are just joining, if you're just joining the live, I need you to go. Oh, the Prince tribute show was lit, man. It was lit. It was really lit. The singer, Rashad, man. There's two singers, man. The singer Rashad, the male singer, both of them were dope, but the brother killed him. He killed him. Fleece, everybody say happy birthday to Fleece. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Fleece. Happy birthday to you. I've been watching for a long time and just starting to play. I had my bass for 2 years and just picked it up last week. Come on, man. You got to get in this. Just a touch of love. Yeah, glide. That part always gets me. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So we got Beats. Great song. Everybody's got happy birthday, Fleece. Mountains. Okay, so let me tell y'all about Mountains. I had a hater come through on the live stream last week. I love me a good hater, man. I don't mind like constructive criticism, but when people come around and hate, I just be like, yo, you got to find somebody else, Playboy or Playgirl, or whatever. Oops, upside it. Oh man. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, next question. Here's an important one. Do you think that your slap or thumping has improved since last week? Yes or no? So you're going to type 1 in the chat for yes, you've seen an improvement, or 2 for no, you haven't seen an improvement. Don't type nothing but 1 or 2 in the chat. All right. Shake your pants. Shake. Yeah. I love, man, that's a good old roller rink tune. I love that tune. Type a 1 in the chat if you think your slapping, aka thumping, or thumping, aka slapping, has gotten better since last week. Okay, we got one no. All right. The stuff I'm going to give y'all today is definitely going to help you. I promise. I promise. It's going to help. All right. So we got 2 1s. We got 3 1s in the house. 75% of you so far say yes, your slap game has improved since last week. All right. We're going to give it a couple of more minutes. I want to see a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. And then we're going to move on. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to say that 1 mine has, because sometimes I be rusty on it. And, I've been in the shed a little bit myself. So I'm going to say 1. All right. Good deal. This is the last question. This is the last question, and then we're going to move on and get into some other stuff. All right. I see 24 people watching. I love your viewership, but I need to get that engagement up. So I need you to either hit that like button if you like it. If you don't, that's cool too. Hit that down arrow, don't like it, or whatever. Feedback is important. So we got solid rhythm. So far, 100% solid rhythm. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get some responses in here. So far, solid rhythm. So I need you to type a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. So we got consistent tone. We got solid rhythm. Nobody for plucking. So what we're going to talk about today is definitely going to help with consistent tone, and it's also going to help with rhythm. I promise you, it's going to help with both consistent tone and rhythm. We got 1 person for plucking. I'm born here. What's good? Consistent tone, solid rhythm. Okay, we got a lot, 50% consistent tone. Mostly it's consistent tone and solid rhythm for everybody. Plucking, womp, 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 womp. Nobody's really thinking about their plucking. They don't give a shit about their plucking. Also, man, listen. Y'all got to go down to the store. Y'all got to go down to the store and funk with these shirts, bro. Look at, and y'all know, listen, I don't normally wear light colored shirts. That's just not my thing. But these come in black. I think there's a hunter green in there as well. Bass player ingredients. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, before we get into the content today, I appreciate y'all being here. If you are not subscribed, you got to do all the things. You got to subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe. I have had no caffeine. That's a lie. You got to visit the store down there and get your bass merch. If you have seen my man Victor Wooten wearing the Groove shirt, that is one of my shirts. I'd appreciate it if you pick up one for yourself. You know what I mean? I'm actually surprised Vic still has this shirt. I gave him that shirt like way back in the days, and he's still rocking it. You can pick yours up at the TED Talks Bass store. Also, I need a drum roll for these 2 things coming up. First of all, when you go over to sonofabass.com, sign up on the mailing list so I can let you know when the Blue Collar Bass Camp is super duper live. Some things going to be cool over there. So go to sonofabass.com, sign up, stay tuned for the Blue Collar Bass Camp. We're talking about stuff a little bit beyond bass lessons. Also, the bass that you've seen me play consistently over the last little stretch here is the modern vintage MVJ 66. It is built on the order of the 66 jazz bass, right? There's a copyright thing or whatever, I guess, but you know what I'm talking about. The one on the right the right. I can't tell my right from my left. Jesus, who am I? The one on the left is the one that I'm playing. I have taken off the sexiness there, but it just gets in my way. Anyway, you can now play now, pay later. You can use Affirm to play now, pay later. If you use the code TED Talks, you get $200 off that modern vintage bass. All right. With all of that said, let's get into let's get into the deal. Let me make sure I pull up the right screen here. We got a slideshow and everything today. Also, peep this, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate those super chats as well. So don't be afraid to hit that super chat joint, or buy me a cup of coffee or something. Anyway, today, the subject of today is we're talking about thinking like a drummer. All right? And we're talking a common rhythmic figure. So here are our objectives for today. 1, for you to fully understand the division of a quarter note. Number 2, second objective is that you understand the dotted 8th, 16th note figure and be able to address that on all 4 beats, or address it on any beat in the measure. Okay? What I want you to be able to do is, if you see this figure, you know exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be able to take this figure and understand it just like the way that you're understanding the words that are written on the screen there. Okay? You're going to use the thumb of your thumping hand, whether that be left or right, to keep a steady 8th note pulse in the same way that a drummer keeps time on the hi-hat. I'm also going to give you various ideas on how to practice this information and use it as a springboard for your own stuff. All right? The way that I look at everything that I do on YouTube or even in a private lesson is, what I'm telling you is not the way. It is definitely a way. And I'm pretty doggone confident that it is a way that is going to get you results. It is going to get you results. But it's not the way. It is a way. Any teacher, any YouTube video, I am a guide. I open the door. You walk through the door and start fooling around with stuff. All right. So one person disliked the video. Thank you for the engagement. It's all good. So the first thing we're going to do, the baseline project. What's good? Okay. Let's look at it like this. You see 4 measures on the screen. And right now, we're only dealing with beat number 1. We're only dealing with beat number 1. All right? So, Pete, what's up, Tiny 2.0? What's cracking? So, check it. The quarter note is worth 1 beat. Now, I understand that this is going to be review for some people. It's going to be brand new for other people. And somebody, the light bulb is going to go off for you. I'm 100% sure the light bulb is going to go off for somebody. So, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but here's beat number 1. That's 1 quarter note, okay? It happens to be the note E, but we're not worried about the pitch right now, okay? If I divide that, that's in the first measure here. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can see my cursor and you know what I'm talking about. All right? If I divide that quarter note into 2 equal parts, I get 2 8th notes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I cut that into 2 equal parts, I get 2 8th notes. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. You dig? Now, if I cut each one of those 8th notes into 2 equal parts, I'm going to get 4 16th notes. 1 E and a 2. Oops. I clapped the downbeat a beat 2. I wasn't supposed to. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2, 3, 4. You dig? Now, let's look at measure number 4. We have this dotted eighth, 16th note figure. Let's talk about the dot. Remember, I need the equivalent of 4 16th notes in order to satisfy 1/4 note. You dig? For instance, let's say I had $1 and I only gave you 3 quarters. Well, I'd be coming up short, right? If we were exchanging, y'all know what I'm talking about. So we need the equivalent of 4 16th notes in that 1/4 note. The dot is simply turning the two, I'm sorry, the dot is simply turning that first eighth note. The first eighth note is worth 2 16th notes by itself. The dot extends the value of that by half. So that dotted eighth note is the equivalent of 3 16th notes. That is the most convoluted way I've ever explained that before, and I might have confused somebody. So type a 1 in the chat if you understand. Type a 2 in the chat if I have completely confused you. I'm going to wait a second. Type a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. Type a 2 in the chat if you need me to explain. I don't see nobody saying nothing, so I'm going to keep moving. All right. Are we good to keep going? I think we're good to keep going. A 1.2. It's going to make sense in a second. I promise you. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. When we start to plan, I guarantee you've heard this rhythm before, right? And by the end of this live stream, it's going to be 100% crystal clear, right? We don't want to worry about the math as much as we need to worry about what that rhythmic figure is and what it sounds like. Okay? So, on the bottom of this right here is drum tab. I'm not concerned with you knowing drum tab. I just want to give you a visual representation of how the drums may be written. This represents a kick drum. The one in the red circles, the notes in the red circles represent the kick drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The yellow triangles represent the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's not what we're concerned with right now. We're concerned with these eighth notes. If you have a bass with you, which I hope you do, I'm going to bring the camera down like this. And what I want you to do is, if you can, follow along with me. I'm going to do it without a... Let me know if you can hear the bass. You should be able to hear the bass just fine. All I'm doing right now is holding the neck, right? I'm not playing no notes. This is going to be the first exercise of the day, right? And all we're doing is we're keeping an eighth note pulse. An eighth note pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If we think about the bass as a percussive instrument, we have the bass is the link between rhythm and harmony, right? So right now, I'm just hitting the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I am literally not giving any thought whatsoever to what string I'm hitting. And this sound crazy, don't it? Sound crazy, don't it? Well, just stick with me here. I'm going to give you 2 measures up front, okay? Before I start playing. Of course, that's the Let's Work beat. Let me make sure everything else is muted because I don't want no god doggone problems. 1, 2, 3. Just hitting the bass. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So if I'm doing that alone, so what happens now is the 8th note pulse that I'm keeping with my thumb represents what the drummer would be doing with the hi-hat, right? Also, I believe, and this is, I'm gonna just blow my own horn. Listen, I got good time, okay? And one of the things that I attribute that to is feeling or addressing, feeling the subdivisions when I'm playing. I'm feeling those or addressing them in some way in my body, whether it be my hands or my feet, my shoulders, something. I'm feeling. I'm feeling the smaller subdivisions, right? So we're playing the hi-hat. So type a 1 in the chat if you guys understand exercise number 1. Also, I'm looking for a super chat. I'm looking to acknowledge somebody putting a super chat in there. Because if we were sitting alone in a room, you and I, you'd be paying for this. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I'm just putting it where it is. All right? I'm just putting it where it is. We got 34 people in here. 25 likes. Happy birthday, Fleece. And no super chats. What up with that? All right. Somebody buy me a cup of coffee. I'm going to start getting like Kevin Samuels and then saying, hey, we not going no further. But we're going further here. But I just want you guys to be aware of that. I need to keep my lights on and pay my light bill and all that. You know what I mean? So I gotta be not shy about asking for them or making it known. Okay. Now that we have the 8th note pulse, now that we have that going, we're going to play the open E on beat 1. And I want to show you something that's going to happen naturally, right? Something that if you read a lot of books, if you read some bass books or whatever, they'll isolate this into an exercise, and I personally think that equates to filler, because what I'm going to show you right now is going to happen naturally. Okay, so somebody let me know what you think is happening naturally right now. What do you think is happening right now naturally? $10 super chat from JB Red with the $5. Appreciate y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, thank you. Red and JB have led the charge with the super chats. Red and JB in the house. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Red. Appreciate you both. I said both with an F. Let me know, what do you think is happening? Tiny, come on, Tiny, with the super chat. Come on, Tiny. Love you for that. Come on, the Baseline Project. Love you for that. Let's go. Let's go. We doing it every Wednesday live, baby. Okay, what do you think is happening? I'm going to come back to the Super Chats in a minute. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Beats. Thank you, Beats. What do you think is happening? Tell me what you think is happening. I fucks with y'all too, Tiny. I fucks with you too. I'm just going to say it. Let me tell you what's happening right here naturally in doing this exercise. You're building coordination between both hands. You're not isolating that into one exercise. It's just like if you're working out, right? And I just got to share with you guys. I like to work out. It is a part of my mental health regimen, right? I need it. But I'm one of those guys that works out in the dungeon in the backyard. I got rusty weights and all of that stuff, but it'd be hot. You know what I mean? And I joined a gym today. I've never joined a gym in my life, but I joined a gym today because, I need to get out more. Anyway, get out more when it ain't like playing with other musicians or whatever. So anyway, this is what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. Mr. All West 77, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I don't have the names up, but I also need to acknowledge everybody who has joined the TED Talk Base membership. Man, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all like kids love candy. So this is something that you could do. You could sit in front of your TV, right? You're basically playing drums on bass. You are absolutely 100% correct. Listen to this drum beat. Listen to this drum beat. You hear that hi-hat open up on beat number 1? That's what's happening there. So you're opening the hi-hat right there. Okay? Let's go on to exercise number 3. Exercise number 3. You guys ready for it? Exercise number 3 is going to look like this. You can probably guess what it is. Yes, we're going to play 1 and now, I'm playing Brandon, right home, brother. Appreciate you. Listen at this. I'm going to take out the eighth notes and just let you hear one and 3, 4, 3, 4. So I'm even doing it right now without even thinking about it because it's just such a habit for me. You can hear me vocalizing. Maldonado. Tacos El Gorro. Boy, them the best tacos in Hayward, California. I'm trying to tell you. Thanks for the super chat. Steve Maldonado. Appreciate you, Doc. So, Pete. Okay? That's exercise number 3. I'm playing this on the E string, but what I encourage you to do right now, concentrate on this. One, the E string, the A string, and the D string. Thumping on those. Because you don't often thump on the G string, but play them all. But if anything, get those 3 strings down. You dig? All right, let's move on to exercise number 4. Remember, ladies and gents, this stays up and then it goes into the member section. It stays up for a little while and then goes into the member section. All right, so this is going to get just a little bit more interesting. Now we're going to play 1 E, okay? Let's talk about it. Did y'all hear my stomach growl just now? I need to eat something. Did y'all hear my stomach? That's wild, boy. Let's isolate. Let's isolate beat number 1. 1 E and up. 1 E and up. 1 E and up. 1 E and up. Ah, you see? 1 E and a 2 and. 1 E and a 2 and. 1 E and a 2 and. Ah. 1 E. Ah. Ooh. Oh. Ah. I'm messing it up. 1 E and a 2 and. Listen, these 2 hands. We just playing drums on the bass. Basically. That's it. You dig? Je dig? I'm in a good mood today. Because it's Fleece's birthday. That's why. Let's play this with the beat. Now, this is going to be a little bit tougher to do with the beat at this tempo. But we're going to try it. Okay? So, grab a bass. Don't just be, I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me. Don't just be looking at me. Get a bass in your hand and try. So, at this tempo, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, that's fast. All right. So the tempo is always going to, that's going to challenge you and tell you, I think we need to slow this down. We need to slow this down. We need to slow this down. We need to slow this sucker down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I couldn't help myself. Scott Brown, thanks for the super chat. I think I skipped ahead on the screen. I think I skipped ahead. So we got the. Oh. Let's slow funk it. Let's slow it down even more. I think I skipped ahead. On the slide. But peep this now. Hey, Stephanie. Do you notice? I want you to notice how I'm not even playing any other notes. It's just rhythm. It's just percussion, right? But you're getting, if you slow it down, right? You're getting this. You're getting this coordination between 2 hands. Let's move forward. All right. Now, all 4 16th notes on beat 1. 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. Another thing that I should mention is that you don't see me all the way out here Timbuktu trying to smack the hell out the bass like it stole something from me. Right. There are times when you're going to need to let the gear do the work. Let me say that again. You got to let the gear do the work, right? And I have to remind myself of that as well is, you know, I don't have to play that. I got hot pickups, whatever, you know, I don't have to do a whole lot to get sound out of the instrument. Okay. So, 1 E and a 2, 1 E and a 2. Where's my hand coming down at? Right on beat 2. 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You dig? So those are the ideas. All right, we gotta press forward. We gotta press forward. But those are the ideas. Now here we go with the dotted 8th 16th note figure. All right, I'm gonna play it a couple of times. I'm gonna loop it a couple of times on using with the beat. You dig? That's gonna sound like this. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. All right. So here's two measures up front. Da da. 1 E and up. Okay. 2, 2, 3. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. The Bassline Project. Are your fingers holding down any strings or are you just muting? Fantastic question. My fingers are just touching. I want to say touching the string. And the reason I'm saying touching the string is because if I say holding the string, what that tends to lead some people to do is grip down. Right? I'm not doing that. I'm really just lightly touching them. In other words, muting. What you said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound all technical and stuff. That's what you asked me. I'm just muting. Yes, I'm just muting. Now, tip number 1 for expansion of this idea is to move this to each beat. So let's say you're concentrating on beat 1. What we want to do is we want to know these are the ghost notes right here. Bassline Project, these are the ghost notes. Is that pulse ghosting on these pulses, right? And I'm exaggerating the pulses right now, right? No problem. I'm exaggerating right now. It wouldn't be exaggerated necessarily like that all the time, but that's the deal. Okay. We did that on beat 1. How would that sound if we took that same rhythmic figure and put it on beat number 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'm just thumping, JB, I'm just thumping the open E string. Just the open E string. So now let's move that to beat number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? On beat number 3. On beat number 3. When I do it on beat number 3, what does that sound like? 1, 2, 3. Right? That sounds just like it, don't it? It's on beat 3. Now you know what that rhythmic figure is. It's a dotted eighth, 16th note figure. Now let's move that to beat number 4. Beat number 4 is where we're going right now. I'm in a good mood today. Amelia Ray. Oh my God. Amelia Ray. Amelia Ray, I got to tell y'all something. Amelia Ray is my homegirl from way back. And I'm going to embarrass her. I have to stop everything I'm doing right now to acknowledge this phenomenal person on this earth. My musical career in the Bay Area, when I trace the roots of that tree, I trace them all the way back to Amelia Ray. She's the first. When I moved to California in the 90s, she's the first person that ever gave me a gig. Man, Amelia, love you. All right, so we're going to move this now to beat number 4, ladies and gentlemen, beat number 4. All right? So I don't have this transcribed here, but I got these tips for expansion down here. So we did beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. Now we'll do it on beat number 4. All right. Can you link that drum track to practice with? I will. This is actually the Let's Work drum beat. This is actually the Let's Work. I'm using Songmaster Pro. Link in the description. Get you 14 days. 1, 2, 3. 3. Do you guys hear? I love you so much. You mean the world to me. Do you guys hear how funky this is, man? No matter where we put that rhythm, do you hear how God that smell like tin cans of wet magic save up in here? Because it's a funky rhythm. You dig? Now, I'm going to give you the second challenge. The second challenge would be to every time the bar goes by, you play that rhythm on a different beat. Here's what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. All right? That's what I'm talking about. Now I cheated y'all just now. Because I just screwed up. Let's do it again, because the idea is to loop this, right? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 4. I just screwed up. 2, 3, 4. Man, okay. So, Pete, I'm trying to think about what I want to tell you next and all that. I'm not concentrating. So this is what I would do. I would calm myself down. Breathe. Turn the beat off. That's why, because we're consistently with this whole thing, if you do spend some time with a simple thing, right? Somebody asked earlier in the chat, and here's the secret, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. There are no hacks, there are no tricks or anything. When people like myself put the word hack or tip or trick or blah, 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 blah into a YouTube description or video, it's for the algorithm. The truth of the matter is there is no trick. There is no hack. You guys have hands like I got hands. You have brains like I got a brain. Some of you are far smarter than I am, right? It just takes doing it consistency. Bass player Big Red, does it just take time and a lot of practice? It does, but it takes focus practice, right? It takes focus practice. And I mean that. It takes having a thing and, focusing on it. All right. So I took more time than I expected to on that section, but now we're going to turn that 16th note into a pluck. All right. Type a 1 in the chat if you're still with me. I'm going to type a 1 in the chat if you're still with me. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay on beat 1. All right. But instead of playing 1 and a like that, I'm going to play 1 and a pluck on the G string. And every now and again, I'm going to switch that pluck to the D string, to the A string, and even the E string, right? Just plucking the string. All right? So 3, 4, 1, 2. Now I'm going to start playing different notes from the E minor and G major. They're related. So, right. But only on that pluck. Now, you see, I started getting kind of sloppy, kind of intentionally, because now I'm just kind of feeling it. And guess what? Those notes that I was plucking, I was playing G, F sharp, and in E, E, and E, right? Play without the drums. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you hear, though? Well, look at this. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. My feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You dig? So I hope this is giving you some ideas of things that you should kind of look at, right? But this is what your homework is. Your homework is this. Listen, 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 listen. Listen. Listen, Linda. This is your homework, is to listen. I want you to write down every song or bass riff that you hear this rhythmic figure in. Right? And also the concept of steady eighth notes, right? What I want you to do is look for the connections between those songs. This is where we lose things. This is where a lot of people, I think, lose things. How do you remember all these, all right, Brandon, we're going to do it. We're going to do this song, Stomp, one of these days. I want you to listen. Take stock in where you hear. You're going to hear this rhythmic figure all over the place in songs that are bass heavy, bass prominent tunes. All right. So that's your homework. Listen, write them down. That's right, Tiny. Right there. 1 and 2 and 3 and up. 1 and 2 and 3 and up. Yep, right there. So, I want you to look for those connections between songs, and have some questions for next week. Let's use this as a springboard to do some other stuff next week. So it is 7:58 right now, but I want to hang around for there are 24 eyeballs. Wait, what's 24 times 2? Don't do public math. What I want you to do, what I'm here for you to do if you want, is ask questions. Put them down in the chat if you have some questions. I'm going to stick around here for a couple of minutes. Bum, 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 bum. Yep. Tiny. That's another one. They're common, man. The rhythms are common. Like a lot of people ask, well, how do you remember a lot of songs? How do you get on a gig and like do a bunch of songs or whatever? It's like it's about like finding connections between songs, if you ask me. That's one thing, is finding connections between songs and common vocabulary. You know what I mean? So I'm going to really get into, I'm going to really dig into The Awakening. I haven't played The Awakening in like, see ya, Amelia. Love you much. I need to get that. need to get that back under my fingers. What strings do you think is the best for slap bass? Whichever ones that you got on your bass. That was a silly question. Silly answer, Red. I'm sorry. I use nickel strings, and what are on this bass right now, what's on most of my basses is the Dunlop nickel strings. Dunlop nickels. Just the regular nickels. If you go to my Amazon store, I have links to my gear, all the pedals that I use, and strings. But I like, and they're 105 to 45 is the gauge that I use. 105 to 40. Party Train, Class by the Red. You know what, Red? I don't know that song, Class by the Reddings. I'm going to have to check that out. Y'all ought to check out my boy Big Mike Hart, man. I was really getting into Red, I'd be silly sometimes. Checking out my boy Big Mike Hart. One of his, if you follow me on Instagram, I put a play along to his tune, Sexy Dancer. How's it go? What's my action? Action, I don't know numbers, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not it's low. It's low. I keep it pretty low. The super brights are cool. The super brights are cool. Yeah, I'm going to check out that tune. Does anybody have any questions about what we talked about this evening? See you, Steve Maldonado, man. I wish we can go get some tacos El Gordo, but we can't. All right, friends, y'all know how to find me. I'll catch y'all. What's a good metronome app? I like Tempo by Frozen Ape. Tempo is the name of the app. Tempo by Frozen Ape. Tempo. All right, friends. Man, this has been a good one, I think. I hope you dug it as much as I did. I will catch you guys in the next live stream. I'll see you Wednesday. Look out for a video on Monday. And I'm still editing it, but look out for a video with dope conversation with Ed Friedland. Remember, you can play now, pay later. Go sign up for the Blue Collar Base Camp. Get you a shirt. Get you a shirt. Or get you a shirt and a mug. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. 2 fingers.